You have a policy of not playing Marathi songs in the capital of Maharashtra. Then we'll go to Rahman's studio, ask Ilaiyaraaja's string section to play in the song. You say Yashraj Studio is one of the biggest studios in Asia. We'll record our rhythm track in Yashraj. And for the artist to grow, it is necessary for the audience to grow. And every day you go there and sing in the bathroom, you will stay the same as an artist. But every day you go in front of an audience and sing, and then you'll understand that you become a better artist every time, or a worse artist if the audience is not good. He says that I am not creating a new sculpture. I am merely removing the unwanted stone.
Wow.
Principles of theatre that he taught me, I could use in music to tell that story. In Marathi, you know that song that Shabda वाचून कळले सारे शब्दांच्या पलीकडले. That is what music does. It takes you into the realm which is beyond words, beyond even meaning. People should use more and more lip sync songs. All these songs in the background, I feel, is nonsense. Realism is nonsense. Expanding the scope of your experiences and being vulnerable and sensitive.
In general.
See, why is an artist's life tough? It's because every time you have to turn your vulnerability into a positive energy or art.
You have composed Marathi Abhimaangeet. It
That's
was
right.
released in 2010, I think, right?
Correct, absolutely.
So from where did that inspiration came to you?
Okay,
Like
so
this.
the story is very interesting. How the Marathi Abhimaangeet was conceived. I was invited by a private radio station to do a jingle for them. Okay, so I had gone for the recording, and I finished the recording. And while I was packing up, I asked the radio jockey who was sitting in front of me why they did not play Marathi songs on their radio station. Okay, because
Okay.
at that time in 2008,
Hmm.
this was in 2008, they
Yes.
did not play Marathi songs on private FM stations. Akashvani played, but even Akashvani had only a morning slot.
Hmm.
After afternoon, they played only Hindi songs.
Okay.
So I asked this radio jockey friend of mine why you don't play Marathi songs, and the answer that he gave me was I found to be very interesting. He said that we don't play Marathi songs because it's our policy not to. So I said, I was quite taken aback. I said, you have a policy of not playing Marathi songs in the capital of Maharashtra. So he smiled and said, yes. So I said, okay, you have stations all over India. So where else do you have such a policy that we won't play uh, Tamil songs in Chennai or in Coimbatore?
Yeah.
Won't play Punjabi songs in Amritsar or Jalandhar. We won't play Gujarati songs in Ahmedabad or Baroda. Where do you have such a policy? So he said that no, only in Mumbai. I said, so why this special treatment for Mumbai? He said because Mumbai is cosmopolitan. I said perfectly understandable. You play Hindi songs, most welcome. You also play Punjabi songs. Bulla ki jana mein kaun. Okay. Even that is welcome. No problem about that too. But what is it that makes Punjabi cosmopolitan but Marathi vernacular? So you play Punjabi songs because you don't play Marathi songs because Mumbai is cosmopolitan, but you play Punjabi songs in Mumbai. So what is it that makes Punjabi cosmopolitan but Marathi not cosmopolitan and it's only vernacular? So he had no answer, and he smiled and said, to tell you the truth, our higher ups think that if we play Marathi songs in Maharashtra or in Mumbai, it will give a down market feel to the radio station.
Oh.
Now that came as a shock to me. why is my mother tongue considered to be down market when according to the Constitution of India we are living in states which have been designed on the basis of language? In my own state I can't play songs in my own language because somebody in the radio station thinks that my language is down market. And what do you mean by down market? There are 6,500 languages and dialects in the world.
Mm.
If we make a list of the most spoken languages among the 6,500 languages, then Marathi stands at number 13 according to Wikipedia at this point of time. So the 13th most spoken language in the world is also down market for you. When NASA sent a, spaceship into the outer space called Voyager, it
Mm.
had it sent a it also had that Voyager had a golden record on it. They called it the golden record,
Yes, yes.
and it had messages in 55 languages for aliens. If
Mm.
tomorrow this spaceship was to be found by somebody else in outer
Yeah.
space, some other civilization maybe, they had recorded 55 language. They had recorded a message in 55 languages for aliens.
Mm.
One of those 55 languages is Marathi. Now, if NASA can feel that there might be an alien in outer space who can understand Marathi, who the hell are these people who say that Marathi is down market in Mumbai?
Correct.
And that is what set me off. So I said, okay, because see, every time such a thing happens, you find, you debate or you argue and you say, what is this political party doing or that political party doing? What is the government doing?
Mm.
The question that troubled me was, what am I doing and what can I do? I am a musician, I can make a song. Okay, so you say that Marathi is down market. What do you say is up market? Rahman studio and Ilayaraja's string section. Is that upmarket enough? Then we'll go to Rahman studio, ask Ilayaraja's string section to play in the song. You say Yashraj Studio is one of the biggest studios in Asia. We'll record our rhythm track in Yashraj. You say Bishwadeep Chatterjee is one of the best sound engineers in the country today. We'll ask Bishwadeep to design the sound for us. And not one, not 10, not 15, not 20. We'll ask 300 people to sing the song. We'll make the biggest song in Marathi about Marathi, and then you tell us that this is down market and we won't play. So this is what set off the idea of making. And I was so possessed by this idea
Mm.
that for the next 1.25 years, I did not do any other commercial activity except this song. And this was not a commercial activity. So I did nothing else. I did only one song in those from September 2008 to February 2010.
It
And
took the
it,
whole year
yeah.
for that song.
And when it was released finally, then Big FM played that song. And then they started playing Marathi songs on FM. Radio Mirchi announced Marathi awards for music for their films. Till recently, there was a channel called Magic FM,
Mm.
which closed down 2 days back
Oh.
or 3 days back, which played exclusively Marathi songs. So there is, for now it's been 15 years since we released
Yeah.
uh, Marathi Abhimaangeet, but the problem still remains today that one FM station which was devoted to Marathi songs did not sustain, could not sustain, it had to be closed. So
Has the picture changed to any degree?
it has changed that for 15 years, you saw that not only Marathi songs were being played, we came to a position where we had an exclusive FM station for Marathi, and uh, lot of these same radio stations who would not play Marathi songs
Hmm.
started awards for Marathi songs. So there was a change, but for a change to be continuous, you need continuous activity in that direction.
Hmm.
And one of those activities to make good songs, good music in Marathi, which I think is happening. It's only the only thing is that there are a lot of challenges for non-film music which were not there 10 years back or 15 years back. So 15 years ago, my my thought would have been that if Marathi songs start playing on FM, then at least they will reach somewhere.
Hmm.
Now the problem is we have a problem of choice, that we have FM stations, we have television stations, we have the OTT,
Hmm.
we have so many options now, that now there is a problem of choice, and how best we can capture or captivate or cultivate our audience so that it comes back to Marathi music in a big way.
So where do you see position of Marathi music in this country now? Because if you see like last 5 years or 10 years, there are very few Marathi songs which actually got hit. If you there are if you remove the exceptions like Ajay Atul,
Hmm.
then there are very few songs which got hit. So where are we lacking? Do we lacking talent, or do we lacking marketing,
Mm,
or in our approach, or
prob-
are we too conservative?
right. No, the problem is that we always think of a unidimensional problem solution thing. The problem is not that we lack marketing only.
Hmm.
The problem is not that, you know, see, the problem now, it's a very unique problem that we face these days, and that problem is a lack of attention. So there was a time when people were doing songs which could be say appreciated by people upon hearing twice or thrice. Now you have to make songs because now you are competing with reels,
Hmm.
1 minute attention span
Yes.
or a 30-second attention span. So not just Marathi music, any kind of serious non-film music,
Hmm.
to get through among the and quiet things to go through
Hmm.
in all this very loud
Noisy.
noisy atmosphere, it's very difficult. So I think the way forward is to cultivate small audiences
Hmm.
for niche music, and people should start. So you cultivate and you build a nice educated audience. So in Sanskrit you have the shrota,
Hmm.
the listener, or the rasik, the connoisseur. Now one of the additional responsibilities that a musician has to take is to make rasiks out of shrotas, or make connoisseurs out of listeners.
Yeah.
So it's a long route ahead, and it's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult. And the first thing that is going to help in this
Hmm.
is stop the blame game. People start blaming that you don't do marketing, then the artist will say you don't listen to good things.
Uh,
We we come up with so many good things, but you don't listen to that, you will only listen to the popular thing.
yeah.
That was always the case. It always gets, the level gets difficult, and you always face challenges of a higher level than you
Hmm.
faced in earlier days.
Hmm.
So the thing is that I what I see for is that to now for this kind of music to survive and grow, you have to cultivate an audience by many means. For example, so what I do is I do shows which talk about the creative process.
Yes.
It Not everybody may be interested in the beginning, but I see that slowly there is an interest. That how do you think of a tune?
Hmm.
uh, Words come first or the tune comes first? What is the difference of giving music to a title song of a serial, to an advertising jingle, or to a film song?
Hmm.
And I try to understand and I try to talk about these things in my shows. So slowly the audience gets an insight into how you how differently can hear music. The problem now is grabbing attention. It's in earlier days that was not the case. See, when there was only radio, people had only listened to that music. Okay, the radio was the only tap from which water flowed, and everybody could fill their vessels in under that tap and be happy.
Yes.
Then television came. Then you started hearing and seeing.
Hmm.
Then there was a compulsion that you hear, see, and dance also. So you became, now it's anything that does not catch your attention in the first 10 seconds, you swipe up. And we are competing with that. So what? So instead of competing with uh, that 1 minute attention span, I try to cultivate an audience which will say that, okay, we will give rest to that frenzy of constantly swiping up
Hmm.
and listen to something for 5 or 10 minutes continuously. So everybody has to choose a route now.
Yes.
So there are two routes available. You can jump into the frenzy, make songs which catch attention in the first 10-15 seconds. And there I think there is little struggle there. Except, it's a tough space that you have to come up with
Hmm.
tunes that constantly catch attention in the first
Hmm.
15 seconds. But if you don't want to do that kind of music, so I am not saying that any type of music is good or bad.
Hmm.
Okay. There is this type of music and there is another type of music, and there are many types and genres of music which people would like to uh, express in. They would like to sing. They would like to listen also. So the thing is that you find your own economic model and then cultivate an audience which will cater to your needs, and you will both cater to each other. That an artist should find his audience like a bhakta should find his god.
Hmm.
That in the same way,
Yeah.
that is what the artist needs now.
Do you think the audience need to be educated?
Yes, the audience also needs to be educated. The artist also needs to constantly update and educate. And for the artist to grow, it is necessary for the audience to grow.
Hmm. Yeah, correct.
So in the olden days, Balgandharva used to call his audience Rasik My Bap.
Hmm.
Okay. So I always wondered, why would you call your audience My Bap? So it's not only that the audience runs your kitchen. You can make money. That is not the problem. You can survive. Why he called them Rasik My Bap? Rasik My Bap. Rasik being the operative word. Because a real Rasik helps, he becomes so educated in giving his compliment or critique
Hmm.
to an artist, that the artist also grows because of the audience. Creativity is not a one way process. A good audience will always create a very good artist. So at that time, he used to call them Rasik Mai Baap because the audience was invested in him.
Hmm.
They used to come, travel 20 kilometers, stay up all night, listen to his music. So he knew ki, this is something that I sang well today and the audience appreciated. This is something which I attempted and I failed and I did not get the audience's response from that. So good audience is actually an active or say a passive participant in the creative process. It's not that, it's not a one way street. Today you sing in your bathroom,
Hmm.
and every day you go there and sing in the bathroom, you will stay the same as an artist.
Hmm.
But every day you go in front of an audience and sing, and then you'll understand that you become a better artist every time or a worse artist if the audience is not good.
Wow. That's very insightful.
Thank you. That's something that, it's just that something that I've been observing. And I'm still saying that this is not the final truth that I have,
Hmm.
but this is my observation until now, and I feel that this is the way to go, that if you need to have a serious audience or you don't grow as an artist, because not every time it's about giving a hit song, but you should, as society, we should, it's our duty to support and uh, sustain good art. Or there is another gentleman from Assam who sings terribly out of tune. Okay, so it's what now people have named cringe pop.
Hmm.
It's the
Okay.
music is so cringe that there is no sur, no tal. It does not make any sense. Okay, yet that gentleman has got more followers than say I have.
Hmm.
Okay, and he's monetizing his channel. Now that does not reflect upon how good or bad I am. It reflects on what is being followed by the general society. So, and general society will follow, but I am saying that there has to be a uh, considerable amount of people who also follow, support good music, serious music, or your own kind of music. So, what the Westerners call as independent music.
Hmm.
You you need support for that, and not just monetary support. You need serious audiences who will invest in your music, and that investment comes in forms of money, it comes in form of time, it comes in form of attention, and it comes in form of criticism or uh, praise.
So whose responsibility do you think it is to educate the audience? Is it artist's responsibility or government should do
No, I think
something?
government has no role to play in this except for providing the infrastructure. So, I think the main responsibility is the society and the artists. And if you give priority, then it's the artist's responsibility first, then it is society's responsibility. And the artist should not look at himself anything as anybody apart from the society. But the society in general should always keep this in mind, that who becomes successful in a society is going to be the measurement of how mature a society is.
Hmm.
Okay, which kind of art do you pay to watch or pay to hear? It's a reflection on the society, not just on the artist. So, what I mean to say is that it's not just one way street.
Hmm.
Just like art is not a one way street, it's a responsibility of both, and you have to take it, and you have to take it as if it is your own responsibility only.
Yeah.
So, for me, I have stopped blaming the audience. That come what may. So my job now is to cultivate whoever I think has the possibility to appreciate, understand, and also encourage
Hmm.
my music. I'll try and do that.
So what should an artist do? Because I was recently watching Shankar Mahadevan's interview. He was saying the same thing that he made Mitwa song and he deliberately put that sargam in
Yeah,
that song so that audience gets to hear that and they get curious about that kind of music, putting it into the mainstream music.
right.
Yeah.
So, so that is, see, people like Shankar Mahadevan are actually uh, geniuses who can effect that change.
Hmm.
That is exactly what I mean by cultivating an audience. So what is he doing by uh, using that sargam is he's cultivating an audience. Somebody who has previously not had the opportunity, the chance, or the time to get introduced to
Hmm.
that kind of music. He has given him an introduction through that one song,
Hmm.
and that is cultivating an audience. So with every song you do that, and different ways of doing it. So Shankar Mahadevan does it with a sargam. I try to do it with poetry. That you use poetry of, say in Marathi, you use the poetry of Kusumagraj, you use the poetry of Mahanor. So even in the films that I have done, I try and use as much good poetry as I can. And in Hindi, it may be Mahadevi Verma, it may be uh, Ghalib in Urdu, or maybe one of the newer ghazal writers, or so. So everybody does it in his or her own way.
Yes.
So Rahul Deshpande runs this uh, exercise called collective, I think. So he's also trying to do, sing a song and look at it in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the question is not whether he's successful or not.
Hmm.
Question is whether you try 100 times and there will be twice or thrice that you achieve a good amount of success. And so you keep doing that. You don't just do run of the mill things,
Hmm.
and you try and do something new. So in Marathi we have the word prayog,
Huh.
for a show.
Yes.
For a show we called it prayog, which is an experiment, which means it can fail.
Hmm.
So I love that word.
Yeah.
That even whenever there is a show की गाण्याचा आज कार्यक्रम आहे किंवा प्रयोग आहे, तर प्रयोग म्हणजे काय, that we are ready to fail. So that acceptance, and only if you do something new you will fail. Something that is tried and tested, you will never fail.
So since we are talking about educating audience, our audience would love to know your process while creating a song. So when you are going after a song, what is your process? Like there are 12 notes,
Yeah.
and there are n number of permutation and combination, and more than 8,000 rags are there. So many songs already made. So how do you choose which set of notes I am going to? Do you pick a rag and think that I will use this set of notes, like or this particular note I will use consonant, dissonant, in terms of that, or is it instinctive? What's your
uh,
process?
so yeah, so I don't take a rag. So not that I don't use a rag, I use a rag, but that is not my process of thinking. So even on my Twitter bio and Facebook bio, I had this line that I am a storyteller in a guise of a musician.
Okay.
So what I am doing is I am telling a story. Now whatever I can do to tell that story, I do. So that's why mostly I prefer to have words first and then I make the tune.
Hmm.
And like Michelangelo says about sculpture, I feel it's the same thing in music. He says that I am not creating a new sculpture. I
Hmm.
am merely removing the unwanted stone.
Wow.
So I think this is a great way to view any type of art, because then the process does not, uh, have the arrogance of I am creating something new. It's only saying that I am searching for something. The 12 notes are already there.
Hmm.
You are only rearranging them in a different fashion. No?
Yes.
You are just rearranging the furniture. So if you are rearranging the furniture, you can't really call yourself an architect. You so you are trying to find out what permutation combination will feel right. Now you said exactly that there are 12 notes. Sometimes the permutation combination will get over.
Hmm.
Yet composers keep on doing new tunes. Yeah. Why? Because they add their own they add they add their own experience to it. Okay. So I'll give you an example. Say you are going on a road trip. It's rainy season, and it's actually, say, the end of the rainy season, where there is a lot of play between the uh, sunshine and the rains. Okay. And it's evening. It's
Hmm.
4 o'clock. The road is beautiful. On either side you have green trees and a beautiful landscape that you can see. And at it's 4:35, the sun is now moving towards the west, and you feel that you should have a cup of tea right now. That desire to have that cup of tea is now very strong. And on the other side of the street, you see a small tea stall. So you get out of the car, and when you are going to that tea stall, another shower of rain comes and you become wet. Now, because you are feeling cold, that desire to have that cup of tea has grown even more.
Hmm.
The fellow at the tea stall gives you a glass in your hand, and you first encircle your fingers around the glass, and you take that heat of the glass in your body, and you feel as if time has stopped. The birds are still going home. The sun is now leaning towards the west, almost to the point of setting. From a distance, you can hear the cowbells as the cows are going home. In front of you, miles ahead, you can see small houses, and lanterns are lit in those houses in those villages. And then you take the first sip, and you feel that if there is heaven on earth, it is this. And now time should stop. But what happens? You finish that cup of tea. Everything goes ahead. The sun sets, the birds go home, the lights in the houses are now full, and you have to continue with your journey. But that moment when you took that sip of tea
Hmm.
is now etched in your mind. The one thing that you have not realized is that along with everything, there was a transistor radio on that tea stall, and it was playing Vivid Bharati. and say it was playing this song. फिर की वाली तू कल फिर आना नहीं फिर जाना तू अपने जबान से कि तेरे नैना है जरा बेईमान से. This song of Muhammad Rafi was playing on that radio. Now, does this song have anything to do with rains? No. Does it have anything to do with beautiful, picturesque atmosphere? No. Does it have to do anything with romance and loneliness and solitude and drops of rain? No. Does it have anything to do with beautiful twilight of the evening? No. And yet, that song is a part of that moment for you.
Hmm.
So, next year, when you open your windows in your home and you see that the sun is leaning towards the west and the clouds are gathering on the horizon, black clouds, and it might rain any moment now, you don't remember Rag Malhar or Rag Megh or Rag Gaud Sarang or Gaud Malhar. You remember Phirki Wali. So if there is a producer who tells you, make me a song on the rains which is extremely, you know, which talks about solitude in rains, what will happen to a music composer? फिर की बारी तू कल फिर आना. The most concrete of these things is the rhythm that will disappear. So it becomes फिर की बारी तू कल फिर आना na 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 na. Then the words disappear. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. And then the new song comes. Na 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 na. And then the new song comes. भीगे भीगे लम्हों की भीगी भीगी यादें भीगे भीगे होठों के भीगे भीगे वादे भीगी भीगी सांसों का मिलके उलझना सारी पहेलियों का पल में सुलझना सुलझी पहेलियों के बनते थे नगमे रंग जाती फिर मैं तेरे रंग में.
Wow.
ओ फिर की वाली. Started from there. Now this song has nothing to do with Firki Wali, but it has been inspired by that moment. And why has it happened? Because nobody else in the world associates Firki Wali as a song in the rains. So that is how I think songs are made. And you use your own unique experiences. And that is the meaning of originality. Otherwise, everything has been said and done before. What is original is you adding your own part to it. And yet, like Oscar Wilde says, that to reveal art and conceal the artist, that is art's aim. So this song is there, but my whole experience is now minus from this song.
Hmm.
It has become a song of a girl who is alone and who is waiting for her beloved to come back.
The way you have explained, I have no words for that. While you were learning music from your childhood to now, who have been your biggest influences in music, which
Okay,
still reflect in your work?
right. So I started, I learned very sporadically. So in my childhood, for some time, I was learning with a composer called Kamlakar Bhagwat,
Hmm.
who who has created some of the most beautiful melodies that I have heard. Like घाल घाल पिंगा वाऱ्या माझ्या परसात माहेरीचा सुवासाचे कर बरसात और शतकानंतर आज पहिली रम्य पहाट. These were the melodies that he I did at that time. I was young, I was in school, I didn't even know what music composition meant.
Mm.
But to learn from a music composer, that experience came back with me. Although I had a very short stint with him. So his I think that learning with him gave me an idea of what a music composer is and what he does. That he create there is nothing, and then suddenly all the musical notes come together and form a song. For me, that was one of the it was like magic. So and you can do that. So that revelation, that was something that I then my mother's father, my grandfather, he was a violinist, and he had insomnia, so he didn't sleep at night. So whenever we went to our grandparents house in Pune, which was a very small two-room house, we used to sleep in the same room as he was. So he used to play the violin with the mute on the bridge, so that the volume of the violin went down significantly, and very softly throughout the night he would play the violin. So when we were sleeping, he would be playing malkaus or Jhinzoti, and when we woke up, he would be playing Lalat or Bhairavi. And I was hearing that violin in my sleep every day whenever we went in the holidays. So that was an influence. Even today, sometimes I wake up suddenly from my sleep at night. I can clearly hear my grandfather's violin. So that must have been a great influence. So, you know, uh, when I became a music composer, uh, he he was 80, and he did not have much interest in life at that time. So I always feel that I should have had some more years with him. The third influence was when I started learning actually with my guru, Pandit Satyashil Deshpande. He gave me insights into uh, how you how a composition is. What do you mean by the aesthetics of good composition? How should the design be of composition? So I learned a lot about aesthetics of music from him. I learned about the aesthetics of Indian Hindustani music from him. Though I did not learn to sing, or I cannot say give a mehfil of 2 hours in Indian classical music. I did learn the aesthetics of music from him, and he mentored me. The fourth influence I had was Chetan Datar, who was a playwright and a director in theater, and he taught me theater. But a lot of principles of theater that he taught me,
Mm.
I could use in music to tell that story. You know, so I developed this.
Can you give some example? Sounds interesting.
Okay, so I'll tell you. So there is. I wrote a song a few years back, and it had to do with a girl who had no anchor in life. Okay, who was alone, who was lonely, who was alone, who had been betrayed by her people by who she called her own. Okay. So now I wanted to tell her story. So how could I show that this girl is, uh, without an anchor, without any support, without, she is feeling lost. So what is the anchor of a song? The sa from Sare Gama Padanisa. It
Yes.
is what gives you a feeling of being settled.
Yeah.
Okay. So sa, this is the sa. So I did this song without using any stay on the sa.
Mm.
Even if the sa comes in the song, it only comes in the passing. So जाने किस मोड़ जाने किस मोड़ पे छोड़ा ये जिंदगी को हम जाने किस मोड़ पे छोड़ा ये जिंदगी को हम बदले बदले से नजारे अजनबी मौसम जाने किस मोड़ पे छोड़ा जिंदगी को हम. So you feel that as if you are suspended in a, it could have been जाने, any traditional composition would have been जाने किस मोड़ पे छोड़ा है जिंदगी को हम सा. So this composition never comes on the sa.
Okay.
It never gets a stay on the sa. So you're constantly in a limbo. You're constantly in suspension. You don't get a stay. You don't settle down anywhere in the song. Now this was the sense that theater gave me. And you know, another thing that I got from him, that it is not the playwright who speaks, it's the characters who speak. So you should know the language. Now here the musical language of that character for whom you are doing a song. And it's very subtle, it's difficult to explain, but I am different when I compose a song of a woman and compose a song of a man. So that expression changes. So I should feel like a woman if I am going to make a song of a woman. Now it's very hard to explain. What do you do? Do I act like a woman? No, I don't. Okay, but that is a sort of, that is that is a training that theater has inculcated in me. But I think every song tells a story which is beyond the words. In Marathi, you know that song, that शब्दा वाचून कळले सारे शब्दांच्या पलीकडले. That is what music does. It takes you into the realm which is beyond words, beyond even meaning, and it leads you to the world of insight, and that's why I call music as truth in high definition.
When you compose music, when you feel that you are satisfied with your own song.
I feel satisfied for the next 15 minutes, and then I'm done feeling satisfied. The 15 minutes after the song has been composed in my mind, even before the recording.
Hmm.
So after that, it's just torture. But for 15 minutes, I feel extremely satisfied after I have done a song, completed the song,
Yeah.
the tune. But after that, after those 15 minutes, then I'm not so much in love with my own creation, then it
Okay.
starts torturing me that, you
You
know,
don't feel like you should change something in it?
rarely I have felt. Never actually. Never. I've never felt that I should change this. It's like it's like it's like humans, like you might change their actions to some
Hmm.
degree,
Mhm.
but you can't change their basic
Yes.
nature. And then whatever the nature is, you should accept.
When you are choosing a singer for your song, what qualities do you think a singer should be having? On what basis do you choose that this singer should be singing this song?
That's a good question. Actually, for films, I try and see whether if it's a lip sync song, then I try and see whether, you know, it'll be it'll be feasible, or it'll be relatable, that voice, to the actor who is singing it. Unfortunately, these days we have very few songs in films which are lip synced. I think that's our tradition. People should more use more and more lip sync songs. All these songs in the background, I feel, is nonsense. Realism is nonsense. we have a we have a sort of a tradition in
Tradition, yeah.
impressionism. So I'll call it impressionism. That impressionism moment in painting is something else. But we always talk about the impression. For example, Mruganayani. We call a beautiful woman Mruganayani, somebody who has beautiful eyes. So we say Mruganayani means eyes of a doe. Okay, and if you paint a picture of a Mruganayani, then you will actually paint the eyes of a doe there. So it's more about impressionism. It's not about realism. Realism क्या जो है वो है. तो background का गायक भी कहाँ से आया? The questions are endless, and the logic of a song should be an internal logic. Any logic of creativity or logic of art should be its internal logic. So no, how can a boxer sing a song? But not all stories have to be told in a realistic fashion. And we have a tradition of putting everything into music. Even the mathematics that we taught was in poetry and music, right? All our stories, our history is recorded in music or poetry. You sing it out. The highest philosophical treatise of this land is called Bhagavad Gita. Gita, something that is sung. Okay, so I I think India is a land of songs and stories. And to tell a story in a song, that is our national character. So I feel that there should be lot more stories where people sing and lip sync their songs in movies. That is my feeling. I'm not saying that it's the last ultimate truth, but it's my taste. It's my
The exact thing was said by Javed Saab also, Javed Akhtar.
Is it
Yes, he said this is our uniqueness, and if you don't understand it, the Western side don't understand it, then you are lost, not us. It's
exactly?
our way of storytelling.
Here's to Javed Saab. Exactly. That is what I feel. It's our tradition, and it's we understand it. We don't tell stories which start from once upon a time and then end in and they lived happily ever after. We tell stories of Panchatantra which revolve, and the three bears were walking, and then they came across a monkey, and then one of the bears told the monkey, let me tell you a story of that donkey and that ostrich. And then that story of donkey and ostrich will start, and then that ostrich will tell a story to an eagle. Then that eagle and snake will have some, and then the eagle will tell the snake, let me tell you the story of a lion. And that's how it will go. It has no beginning and it has no end. The the whole reality is avartan. Now where else will you find such a, we understand that India is a complex society, and it understands this, that you don't have to be a singer to sing actually, and nobody takes that literally. The whole thing is, whenever you come into an intense position, then music always conveys much better, because it it can communicate beyond words. So if I tell somebody that, to a girl that I like, that you are like the rising sun, you are like the moon in the sky, she will feel that he's exaggerating. But if I say, "Hmm, चौदहवीं का चांद हो या आफताब हो, जो भी हो तुम खुदा की कसम लाजवाब हो, चौदहवीं का चांद," it becomes believable
Yes.
and it becomes beautiful. Not everybody gets to live a celestial life. Songs can make you do that. So that's, so when I'm looking for a singer, if it's a lip sync song, I will see if it's believable in that
Mm.
actor's voice. For example, I had a tough time hunting for a singer in Balgandharva, because it presented me with a unique problem, that it was a biopic of a singer, and Balgandharva's voice, I it's like telling me do a film on Lata Mangeshkar's life, but don't use Lata Mangeshkar's voice. So whose voice will you use? And miracles cannot be replicated. So to find out, to reach till Anand Bhate, I had to go through 40 other singers to listen to them, to take their auditions. So sometimes it's a tough job.
And I think he got national award for that.
He got a national award for that. Yes.
So currently, when you listen to today's music, who are your current favorites in music directors all over India or in Marathi also?
Oh, lot of them. I listen to a lot of them. So I listen to all my contemporaries: Ajay Atul, Salil Kulkarni, uh, Avinash Vishwajit, Nilesh Morir, and so they are doing a good job. Vijay Gawande. I like the work of Sai and Piyush, Harushikesh Kamerkar.
Mm.
A lot of them are doing fantastic job. So, and even in Hindi, yeah. So Hindi, I feel only one thing, that there is a lot of monocultural music.
Mm.
People are sounding too
Same.
similar to each other. And what I like in Marathi music in many times is, and especially true about say Avinash Vishwajit or Ajay Atul, or they carry their regional flavor,
Mm. Yeah.
right? So they are not. I like music which carries a regional flavor. So Shankar Ehsan Loy have been my favorites. Preetham, Vishal Shekhar, they have done great job in films.
And among singers,
So yeah, among singers, again in Marathi there is a great crop of singers. Sharayu Date, I like
mm,
her. voice. And yeah, the newer singers are, especially the females, are doing. I like Padmanabh Gaikwad's voice. He's he has a fantastic voice. So Rohit Raut is doing a great job. Arya Ambekar is doing very good. So yeah, there are people in Hindi also, but I would like to talk about these Marathi singers because I think they deserve uh,
Yeah.
an applause. Shalmali. Shalmali is doing such a great job. There are a lot of singers. I mean, you take some names and you don't take other names.
Yeah.
The thing with singers is that everybody's got a unique
Mm.
perspective. So, for example, in shows, I have worked with Madhura Kumbhar a lot, and I think she sh- she has a very good potential to be a singer in as a playback singer. But songs should be made, no?
Mm.
Now every film has two songs or one song or three songs. Rarely. So I did Ajanta in 2012 that had 10 songs, and I used 10 to 15 singers in in that film.
Yeah.
My favorite singer till date and with whom I have shared a very good rapport is Hamsika Iyer. So one thing is that she is versatile. She can sing anything from Chammak Challo to Manachimba Pausali to Chandare Chandare. So she has been, I have collaborated with her also a lot.
Mm.
We have a band where we sing called Rasayatra.
So, do you think a singer should be versatile in today's date? Should be versatile or specialized in particular genre?
No, I think he or she should sing well. And versatility is not not a virtue that I should see in somebody else. Sometimes it's the uniqueness. For example, my friend Uday Shumap, he has sung only one song for me till date,
Mm.
but I think he's irrepressible. I can't imagine anybody else singing that song called Vasaza Payala Pausayala. If you hear that song,
Mm.
it's unique. His voice is so unique that you feel that this song was for him.
Okay.
So I have no, the singer should sing well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. So now the thing is that, at one point there were very few singers on in the top rung. Now music composers are using singers like instruments
Mm.
only for the timbre and the expression. So nobody is using a singer like they used to do in 40 years back
Yeah.
or even 30 years back, that they are singing for the hero or the heroine and then the voice should match.
Mm.
So now they are singing. So it's like every time music composers are looking for something new. But I feel that some singers are versatile and uh, they can be used in many ways. Some singers are unique and specialized in their own way. So, for example, then you use them in that manner. So, the only thing is that the singer should sing in the correct pitch.
Okay.
Hmm.
It still matters even after introduction of autotune and all.
It will matter because you know people think that expression and pitching are two different things. They are not. excellent pitching gives you excellent expression.
Yes.
And it's auto tune will make it perfect.
Hmm.
Art has nothing to do with perfection. Art has to do with that minimal human error which makes it real and insightful. I want the experience of the singer. I want the truth from the singer. Not that he speaks a lie and then I'll correct it to a truth.
Hmm.
Right? No, you say that God exists in auto tune. I will correct it to God does not exist. No, the singer should speak his or her truth. In auto tune can be used for minor uh, sort of inflections, not to correct the whole song.
So,
Luxury. Mine auto tune is a luxury, not a necessity.
okay.
Hmm.
So, for the upcoming musicians, like composers, producers,
Yeah.
any advice you would like to give to the young
Oh,
music composers?
no advice. I am actually learning from the newer people.
But still, from your this many years of experience.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so from experience, I would say that take a deep breath.
Hmm.
Take a deep breath and focus on the input and not just the output. There is a lot of wisdom in tradition. Learn that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to reinvent the wheel and take a deep breath. Think about a long form possibility of music than just that. Because what is happening that you are coming down to a hook line.
Hmm.
Everybody is doing hook lines. There is much more to music composition than hook lines. Unfortunately, we are living in the age of death of style that you can't tell one person's music from the other person's music because everybody is using the same formula of a hook line. So there are other things. There are people who are composing differently, but for the newer generation, not to fall into that trap because hook line is a trap. You should not use it every time. It's a get out of jail free card. Use it once or twice. You can't use it every time.
Okay. So, from hearing you, I can hear a lot of wisdom. So, where does this come from? Like for new musicians, to the way you explain things, that example, man going on the road, to think in that way, that level of creativity. What should a musician do? Like, do you read literature? Uh,
Yeah. So see, I don't think not all people have to do this, but yeah, uh, expanding the scope of your experiences and being vulnerable and sensitive
in general.
in general. See, why is an artist's life tough? It's because every time you have to turn your vulnerability into a positive energy or art. Your capital is your emotions.
Hmm.
So the wise thing is to not compromise on that. You know, never become the risk is you are never settled. I constantly feel like a struggler. Every new project comes, I think I have to go back to zero. And so the thing is that, so when after Ajanta, the next film I did was Yellow. It had rock music. I had to listen to just rock music for 6 months to get the feel of the song right, because that's not the music of my land. But I have to, the thing is that, your song may be good or bad, that is another story. The only thing that matters is that if it is real, are you honest? Is it real? Then you have something to contend with. The whole struggle is to make something which is honest. It's not an easy thing to do. We use some uh, tricks and twists to make a composition good and glittery. But to make an honest song, that is really difficult. Where you have to strip it off of all makeup. हीच आमची प्रार्थना, हेच हमसे मागणे, माणसाने माणसाशी माणसा सम वागणे, हीच आमची प्रार्थना. To keep this level of simplicity and be honest, that is the real struggle of an artist. To preserve your own innocence, that is the struggle of the artist. And for that you have to expand your horizons as far as experience is concerned, and keep your vulnerability and sensitivity alive. You have to be ready to be influenced by anybody,
Musically or
otherwise also. But musically, yes, definitely musically.
okay.
Don't come with high handedness saying that, "हाँ, मैंने तो ये सब किया है." No, there will be people coming after you who will do a much better job, who will either shock you or touch you. And you have to prepare to learn from that.
As an artist, how you want to be remembered, like from 30, 40 years from now? What legacy you want to leave?
Okay. I don't know. I'm s- I'm quite sort of self-absorbed or self-centered in that way, that I would like to be remembered. But more than that, if one of my songs can give hope, any one of my songs can give a hope to a person, and can be the companion of a person 100 years from now, I think that's, he or she might not even remember who did the song, but that song remains. Then I think i am I'm in a happy zone. If somebody tells me on my deathbed that, this is the song that will be remembered, people will forget you. They won't even know who did this, why you did this, how you did it. But that song will remain, and will act as a beacon of hope for somebody 100 years later. I will accept any anonymity for my song to be remembered.
Do you think you have made that song already?
I don't know.
Yet.
I
Okay.
don't, maybe I have. Who knows what can work in somebody else's life?
Yes.
I, as I told you, for me that song gives me sort of uh, the world's greatest happiness, uh, or peak happiness for 5-10 minutes.
But I think the song we started this interview with, the Marathi Abhimaangeet, I think that is kind of song which will be remembered even 100 years after. Because any event you see
Yeah,
related to Marathi, it's played like a Marathi anthem with
right,
Jai Jai Maharashtra Maza and your Marathi Abhimaangeet.
right. So I hope, yeah, that stays. And if it stays, I'll be so happy because of that song, Marathi will also stay alive.
Yeah. For ending this interview, we will end this on a lighter note.
Yeah.
We have gone to lot of depths of music in this interview. So this will be little lighter note, a rapid fire round.
Okay.
So I will give you two choices. You
Okay.
have to pick one, and if you want to say something about them, you can.
Okay.
Okay. First is Lata ji or Asha ji.
Uh, okay. Difficult choice. Asha ji is all about the travel. Lata ji is all about the destination.
Wow.
So, yeah, Asha ji on travel and Lata ji upon reaching some place.
R.D. Burman or Madan Mohan.
I will choose Madan Mohan, although I like R.D. Burman more. I'll tell you the reason why. Madan Mohan is a mystery to me. I can get R.D. Burman. I can understand R.D. Burman because I so like him. I sometimes think like him, or I would like to. But for me, Madan Mohan is a mystery which has yet to be unraveled.
I think he's mystery to every musician,
Yeah,
even till today.
that's why. So, as a music composer, I am a great R.D. Burman buff fan. But yeah, for purpose of this question, Madan Mohan for because it gives me something to
Yeah.
understand in future.
Gulzar or Javed Saab.
Oh, again difficult. But yeah, I'll go with Javed Saab. I like Gulzar. Now here it's the complete opposite. Gulzar is a mystery,
Hmm.
and Javed Saab is. I think I like him because his line of thought is ex- extremely logical and interesting.
Hmm.
So he doesn't lose the focus of logic even in poetry, which is I find it's fantastic. It's so interesting.
He says such a deep thought in very simple words.
Simple words, and there is no it's a calculated
Uh,
thought. Also, his sense of both have great sense of humor actually. Even Gulzar Saab has great sense of humor.
Now
And
Anand
okay,
Bakshi.
let
Yeah,
another
yeah,
clarification.
yeah, yeah.
Tomorrow you ask me the same question, I'll give you a different.
Okay,
So this is only true for this moment.
okay.
This is a disclaimer.
Anand Bakshi or Sahir Ludhianvi.
Anand Bakshi.
Okay.
Because Sahir was a poet,
Hmm.
but Anand Bakshi and Shailendra, they were real lyricists. Sahir, anybody he would write a song for, it would still be Sahir's song.
Okay.
But when Anand Bakshi writes a song for uh, for Anthony Gonsalves, it becomes Anthony Gonsalves' song. It doesn't remain Anand Bakshi's song at all. That is why Anand Bakshi.
Okay. Now, Kishore Da or Rafi Saab?
Okay. I have to I have to choose Kishore Da for being the perfect playback singer.
Okay.
As a playback singer, as a singer, perhaps Rafi Saab is a notch better than Kishore Da, but I will choose Kishore Da.
Now, Mukesh or Manna De? Manna De.
Manna Dey.
Okay. As a playback singer also?
Uh, in many respects, Manna Dey, yes. But in respect of simplicity, it's Mukesh.
Okay.
Mukesh understood, there is a reason why Mukesh gained more popularity than Manna Dey as a singer. Raj Kapoor was one reason,
Hmm.
but the other reason was strange as it may seem, and I have done a podcast on this. Mukesh had a better understanding of poetry, the convey what he was conveying. So Manna Da used to emphasize on every syllable. जिंदगी कैसी है पहेली,
Yeah.
हाय कभी ये हंसाए, कभी ये रुलाए, जिंदगी. Mukesh was just thinking about the meaning. Actually, he was, I think, a lesser educated, lesser trained singer than Manna Dey, much lesser trained. Sometimes would even go out of sur that, but कहीं दूर जब दिन ढल जाए. This song conveys the meaning much more effectively than Zindagi Kaisi Hai Paheli, I feel.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Definitely.
that is one reason why Manna Dey got songs which were all humorous songs he used to get, because asserting every syllable used to become used to turn into an advantage in a comedy song.
Uh-huh.
ओ
Wow.
मेरी मैना, तू मान ले मेरा कहना, अरे मुश्किल हो गया रहना तेरे बिना. और यक चतुर नार करके सिंगार, यक चतुर नार करके सिंगार. This used to be an advantage in humorous songs. But I like Manna Dey because of his purity of sur.
So, I know this is getting a little lengthy, but
Uh-huh.
this is the last round. I will take some names. You have to say, describe them with one word or one sentence, or
Okay. Uh,
however you like. Rudanath Mangeshkar,
Deep and complex,
Sudhir Phadke,
extremely melodious and pure.
Ashok Patki,
He has found the beauty in simplicity.
okay, Ajay Atul.
Extremely talented.
Now, last but not the least, Kaushal Inamdar.
Still learning.
Okay. So these were a few last questions. It was a pleasure. I mean, the way you understand and explain music,
Talking to you, yes.
yeah, the way you understand, I am actually overwhelmed by listening to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And this,
I've felt so happy talking to you.
thank you
It's
so much.
it's a pleasure talking to a musician.
Thank you so much.